So check this out. I wanted to show you something. This is a basket full of stuff that I've made, and I'm not sure, like it's just sitting here and it needs to do something. I have an idea. So my idea is this. I got readers. That's right. These guys. These kind of are nice when I'm doing stuff like weaving up close or sewing, and I need that little bit of, so here's my idea. I'm gonna make a eyeglass case with one of these things. Which one should I use? I'm not sure yet. I gotta find the perfect one. So I'm gonna lay these out and pick out of a few of them. I think I'm gonna choose this one. This one right here. Yeah, I'm gonna get that one. Made my decision. This is the one I'm gonna use. That's one of the things with the weaving that I love, is I can just make something even if I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet, because there'll always be something that I wanna make, even if it's not right now or it's not exactly what I was entailing to make with it or planning on making with it. I can save it for later and use it for something else. Before I begin making my eyeglass case, I've got to figure out exactly how much material I need and the details of what I'm going to be sewing. The measurements down, I'm going to just check with my glasses and make sure that it's actually going to work and exactly what part of the fabric I want to use. Okay, I've got the right measurements. I'm just going to measure this out with my tape measure and add the little clips so that I know that I am going to sew in the right place. This way I have the clips on there and it will help me understand when I get over to the sewing machine exactly where I need to sew. And I gotta make sure that I sew 2 lines and leave a little bit of space in between for cutting. I am about to sew to see if this is gonna actually work. This is very important information actually. When you cut your weaving, you have to sew it first. This sewing thing, you have to do it or your weaving will actually come undone. So what I do is I sew 2 straight stitches about a 1/4 inch apart, and then I have room to cut between them. That way I can see what I'm doing. Now, one thing I didn't do on this project, which made it a little bit more difficult, is I got lazy and didn't change my color of my yarn, but it's much easier if you actually use a colored yarn so that you can see like a different color from what you're doing. Otherwise, you've got to be really careful when you're looking for your cuts. But once you sewed, you can cut down the middle of that line and you should be good to go on sewing it together and then cutting it apart. I already know I want to line my fabric. So this is my weaving, but on the inside I want it to be nice and soft for my glasses to sit. So I'm going to find something just in my stash that I can lay on top of this and sew and kind of quilt it together. Perfect inside piece, this felt that I just had. I'm going to go with the green. I think that's going to look really good with this fabric and kind of pop some of the colors out. So just cutting around it like this will help me be able to just see exactly what size it needs to be before I sew it together. sewed it together, made it kind of quilted, and now I'm just checking to make sure that my glasses actually fit, which they do. They seem like they're going to work great. I'm going to finish off the top where the glasses will go in and out. So clipping it down, sewing it together is the way to go. I will admit, I'm not the best craftsman. I never really have been. I don't know, it's my brain. I don't think about things like that, like in that very perfect way. But that's okay. That's just how my brain works. So I folded this down. I think that's pretty good craftsmanship. The back maybe doesn't look the best, but that's okay. That's going to be inside. But when I fold it, it's going to look good. I think it's going to look great. Okay, so we're going to fold it opposite, right? And now all I need to do is sew up on this side and then this side and then turn it inside out. And we should have a eyeglass case. Now, my one question is, do I want to put like a little hook on it? And if I do, I should probably do that first. I decided to go with the hook or a little loop for it to go on it. So I just cut a little piece of felt here, and I'm going to sew it into a little sleeve, and then I'm going to attach it. Okay, got my little loop. Now I'm just going to sew it on to where it's going to be on my project. Or I'll do it on that side. Got to figure it out. Moment of truth. Here we go. I sewed it around the edges. Now I just have to turn it inside out and hope my glasses fit. Got my little hook there. Okay, I need something. Hang on. Interesting story about this little tool. I found it in a tool barn in Maine. It was there a very long time ago when I was in college. This little tool works for so many different things, but I want to get those little corners out. So find something like a pen or a pair of scissors, something that you can push those little corners out with. Ha! Fits perfectly. I have to say I'm pretty impressed with my eyeglass case, and that didn't actually take me very long or require very much math, so I think I could make more even.